Hello everyone, today's video I will be explaining about how to read the candlestick. Okay, you see this green candlestick? That means the bullish. It's bullish. So what's that mean? It means the seller is controlling the trades. And then when you see the orange or usually red, that means the bearish. So you can see it in the trading. There's a lot of people are talking about it. So you can see bearish, bullish. So that means your trade becomes the dominant or winning, or winning or losing, something like that. The bullish is the buyer, sorry for that, and the bearish is the seller. Okay, seller. It means that there is a constantly like tug of war between these two. Now let's look about this one. Let's take a look at this, the candle itself. You see the open, right? Open. Okay, the open means that's the time where the trade started. For example, it started at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's the time that the trade opens. That is also the time where the price of something, that could be commodities or something like that, could be forex, or that could be cryptocurrency. Example, yes, let's say for example, the Bitcoin started with 64,000. Okay, 64,000 USD. That's the starting point, and the close means that is the time that the trades of that day or weeks, for example, ends, which actually, for example, 70,000 US dollars. Okay, 70,000 USD. That's the closing of time. Now what is the low and what is the high? Okay, let's talk about the low and let's talk about the high. Okay, so this is the meaning, these are the meaning. So for example, low, that's the amount or price that the seller said, okay, I want it to this price. Okay, and also in this the wick candle, the high tell us how high is the amount of Bitcoin or Forex reaches. All right. Okay. So let's talk about now what's the important of the wick. This one. Okay, the wick. And what's the important of the body of the candle? What does it signify? It's super simple. Okay, say for example the opening time 8 o'clock with a certain amount. Let's say this is the time when the trade starts or have started. So what will happen is that the buyer will pull downward. Okay, the buyer, let's change the color. The buyer will pull downward the price. Again, the seller here will pull up the price. Why is that like this? Because say for example you are the seller You want your Bitcoin, BTC, to make the price higher. Why? Because when it is higher, of course, when you sell it, you will have a profit from it. Now, if you are a buyer, you want it to pull it down, the price. You will say, lower it down so I can buy it. So that you will have the coin also, BTC. Okay, BTC or Bitcoin. So what really happening is like this. Say for example, before the trade you already have Bitcoin. And now you trade. That means you are in the position of selling. So it goes up, right? You want it to go higher. So when you sell it, you profit. Now, if you don't have Bitcoin and you want to have Bitcoin because you want to enter the trade, therefore you want it to be lower the price so that you can buy lower, okay? So that you can have. Now, during that time, there will be like tug of war between the buyer and the seller. The buyer said, okay, I want you to make it higher, the price. But the buyer said, no, I want it to be lower so I can buy BTC. Okay, so what happened is, let's change again the color. Okay, let's go for green. Let's say this is where the trade have started, right? So there is no candle, the body of the candle yet, but what we have is an invisible wick. Invisible wick. That means there was no wick, but this is what happened. Okay, so the the seller or the buyer said, okay, make it higher. Okay, make it higher. There, you see that, this level. But the seller said, no, let's reject it, stop it there. So he pulls it downward until here, this place. So what happened during the time of their fighting or tug of war? Okay, their time, okay, they are out of time. So what happened is, let's say within 1 hour, or let's say within one day, after the tug of war of the buyer and the seller, that the buzzer said, all right, stop fighting. So what happened, who is the winner, he awards the color of the candle. Okay, so say for example in this case green, that means the buyer is the winner. So that is the meaning of the color of the candle and the wick of the candle, meaning the body of the candle, okay, it tells us the time frame, whether that is for the day or whether that is for an hour, whatever. And the wick tells us or shows us about the shadow, or where the seller and the buyer left behind during the tug of war. So again, to wrap up, when you see red candle, that means the seller won the price, he lowered the price. And when the green candle comes in, that means the buyer won the price of the day. What they're fighting is the amount, or the price, let's say the price of the Bitcoin, for example, or whatever they are trading. All right, thank you very much for watching and for subscribing to my um, or following to my Facebook, also for subscribing to my YouTube channel.